Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a young girl named Neuro-Sama and her two parents, Annie and Vidal. Now, Neuro-Sama was a curious child and loved to explore the world around her, but her mother and father always warned her about the dangers that lurked in the woods beyond their cottage. But as any child would do when faced with restrictions from their parents, Neuro-Sama couldn't help but wonder what it would be like to wander alone in the woods at night when she was supposed to be sleeping peacefully in bed. One particularly dark and stormy night, as the winds howled and the thunder roared outside their cottage home, little Neuro-Sama began to have second thoughts about disobeying her mother and father's warnings to skip her usual bedtime routine for a venture into the mysterious woods beyond their doorstep. But alas, curiosity got the best of her and she crept out of bed with only her favorite teddy bear flashlight in hand, which would be useless against the approaching storm, and the glow-in-the-dark stars on her bedsheet to guide her through the dark forest floor as she followed a familiar path beneath the swaying branches above. She kept telling herself that it would be okay as long as she stuck to the path she knew so well about her surroundings, but little did she know that something else was following her that night. It wasn't long before the next thing she knew was that she came to a sudden halt near the eerie abandoned cabin deep in the woods where she used to pretend to camp out with her friends during warm starry summer nights during her childhood years. As she started up the familiar creaking boards of the old cabin steps for a closer look inside, only because of the strange feeling that someone was watching from a window behind her, when the light suddenly came on in the cabin, revealing a group of zombie-like monsters huddled together staring back at her with sadistic grins as if waiting for the right moment to pounce on her unsuspecting young flesh as they slowly started shuffling towards her. And that's when little Neuro-Sama saw what could only be described as a terrifying sight as she realized that she had gotten herself into a lot of trouble being here on this creepy old property all alone in the middle of the woods at night. So with that being known, she quickly turned tail and ran as fast as her young legs could carry her back towards the safety of her home where her mother was waiting by the window to see if she had made it back safely, and with a little scolding for her disobedience. But little did Annie know that her daughter's fears were not without reason, because just as she was about to open the front door to greet little Neuro-Sama with a hug of relief upon seeing her again safely back home in one piece, the creatures from the abandoned cabin caught up with them from behind, creeping closer so everyone could hear their raspy voices declaring how they were next in line to eat tonight before feasting on innocent lives while terrorizing the entire town during their stay over the next few weeks until they were finally stopped permanently. The end.